Hello and welcome to a new lesson for English learners in grade 8. Our today's topic is natural disasters and we are going to learn about earthquakes. My name is Sanja Božinović and I will be your English teacher today. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to understand the short text about earthquakes when you read it or listen to it. You will interpret the information from different sources and you will be also able to talk about earthquakes using the passive voice. Let's start. For today's lesson, you need a device with a reliable internet connection and you need your pencil and your notebook. If you have all you need for today's lesson, let's start. We'll start with some vocabulary that we need to talk about earthquakes. What do you want to know about earthquakes? Do you know all these words? Let's check. You can pause this video and you can copy the words into your notebook. If you don't know all these words, you can consult a dictionary. The words are destructive, underground, seismic wave, aftershock, geological forces, to shake, to move, epicenter, landslide, ground rupture, fire, tsunami, seismologist. Please pause the video and copy the words and make sure you learn all the meanings before you go on with this lesson. Before you read a short text about earthquakes, let's see what we already know about earthquakes. Can you think about what happens during an earthquake? What do people do? And how do we feel? Make a table in your notebook and write down all your thoughts, all the words that come to your mind. It's very useful to create a mind map when you learn about a new topic. You can create your own digital mind map. There are 4 different tools mentioned on this slide. If you would like to create your own digital mind map, you can pause this video and copy one of the links into your browser to create your own digital mind map about earthquakes. Let's make some questions about earthquakes. When we think about what we want to know about earthquakes, we make questions. Can you complete the questions that you can see on this slide? How? The size of an earthquake. The verb is measure. What? People expect to do. Can earthquakes predict? As you can see, what's missing in every sentence here is the auxiliary be plus the past participle. Can you please complete all 3 questions using be plus the past participle of the verbs in brackets? Here are the correct forms of the questions. How is the size of an earthquake measured? What are people expected to do? Can earthquakes be predicted? I hope you have all your questions correct. If you have made any mistakes, please correct the questions in your notebook. Let's see what we have here. Is measured, are expected, be predicted. In every sentence, there is be plus past participle, and we can say that all these questions are passive. They're all in the passive voice. And what does that mean? That means that we do not have the doer of the activity. Who measures the size of an earthquake? We don't know, we don't care, it's not important. What is important is that the size of an earthquake is measured. That's why we use the passive voice. The object of the activity, not the doer of the activity, is the important one. And the object of the activity, the size, what is measured, becomes the subject of the sentence. What are people expected to do? Who expects something from the people? We don't know, we don't care. We care that people are expected to do something. And can earthquakes be predicted? Who predicts earthquakes? We don't care, it's not important. The earthquakes are in the center, in the focus of our attention, and we speak about if earthquakes can be predicted. So what do we use? We use the verb be, and we use the past participle of the main verb, and we call it the passive voice. Can you please add 2 more questions to this list? And make sure to use be plus the past participle of the main verb in your questions. Now we are going to read a short article about earthquakes, and we are going to do 2 tasks. Let's read first. There has been a magnitude 5.5 earthquake in Croatia. Many buildings are thought to be unfit for living. Some buildings will have to be demolished. Fortunately, no casualties have been reported. People are warned to boil drinking water and not to walk near buildings. Your task number 1. Find the examples of the passive voice. Explain why the passive voice is needed and used in the sentences. Then find the words that describe earthquakes and add them to your list or to your mind map. You can pause this video, make your notes, and learn your lesson. Here is the same text once again, and all the words that describe earthquakes are in blue. All the examples of the passive voice are underlined. The words in blue are magnitude 5.5. Add the word magnitude to your list. Many buildings are thought to be unfit for living. Some buildings will have to be demolished. No casualties have been reported. And people are warned to boil drinking water and not to walk near buildings. The examples of the passive are buildings are thought, buildings will have to be demolished, casualties have been reported, and people are warned. I hope you have all the correct answers. Would you like to learn more about how the size of an earthquake is measured? The experts use different scales, and you usually hear about the Richter scale, Mercalli scale, and the so-called MMS, the moment magnitude scale. If you would like to learn how different they are, you can do some research. Please do not forget to report about what you have learned to your teacher and to your classmates. What are people expected to do during an earthquake? Please pause this video and make your list of things that you have heard people are expected to do. What you think people are expected to do during an earthquake. Do you have these words and these expressions on your list? Stand under the door frame. Put your arms over your head. Stay away from the window or mirror. Boil drinking water. Clean up after the earthquake. We will watch a video and read a text from a poster about the same topic, what we should do during the earthquake. The title of the video is When the Earth Shakes. While watching the video, please pay attention to the ideas mentioned in the video and think if your ideas from before watching this video were mentioned. After watching the video, please try adding more ideas to your list and to your mind map. Then, read the text from the poster. Both the video and the poster come from the same source, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and you can see the links on this slide. After watching the video and reading the text of the poster, please go back to your list and to your mind map and add some more words, some more phrases, and some more ideas to your list and to your mind map. What should you put in an emergency kit? I hope this picture can help you remember some of the words and expressions that you need to answer this question. Name what you can see and add some more words. Do you have your first aid kit on your list? And some bottled water, canned or dried food, a flashlight, charging devices, tissues, hand sanitizer. One of the questions we have asked ourselves was, can earthquakes be predicted? Can they be predicted? No, they can't. But you can learn and you can practice what to do in case of an emergency. Please look at the picture that you can see on the right-hand side of the screen and practice. If an earthquake happens, protect yourself right away. Drop to the ground, cover, hold on. If in a vehicle, pull over and stop. If in bed, stay there. If outdoors, stay outdoors. Do not get in a doorway. Do not run outside the building. The main task in this lesson is your speaking task. The title is When the Earth Shakes. It's a task to prepare a 1-minute talk. A 1-minute talk in which you will explain the basic procedures in case of an earthquake. You will talk for 1 minute. In your talk, you will use 3 or more verbs in the passive voice, and you will use 5 or more expressions from this lesson. Please practice your talk, and when you are happy with how well you can talk about earthquakes for 1 minute and how correctly you can use the verbs in the passive voice and the expressions from this lesson, please record your talk and share your recording with your teacher and your classmates. This rubric will help you prepare for your speaking task. The criteria in this rubric are the knowledge of facts, new vocabulary, use of language, and the fluency. Please check that you can speak about 5 or more facts learned in this lesson. Include 5 or more facts from this lesson in your 1-minute talk. Then make sure that you describe the procedure using 5 or more words from this lesson. Please use the passive voice correctly 3 or more times in your talk. And practice. Practice so you can speak in complete sentences without pauses or with few pauses or stumbling. When you are ready, you can record your 1-minute talk and you can share it with your teacher and your classmates. The last activity in today's lesson is your exit card. This exit card is an escape room kind of activity, and I hope you will enjoy it. Please copy the link that you can see on this screen. It is bit.ly/earthquakeescape. Copy it into your browser and complete this activity. When you finish it, it's the end of today's lesson. I hope you have enjoyed learning about natural disasters, about earthquakes, and I hope you keep on learning English. Goodbye until our next lesson.